How's it going, everybody? It is Tyler here from Bait Makers United, and today I am very excited to do our first official product review for Franko's Tackle. From the beginning, Franko has always been contacting me, supporting my content, and doing everything he can to help me grow. This has been before I launched the website and everything, and I truly appreciate your help, Franko. With that being said, he sent over some fantastic lures that I get to look at today. So I am very excited to do this. I've never done a product review like this before, so bear with me here. It's gonna be a little shaky in the beginning, but we're gonna make it work. So we got our box. It's got all the goodies. I'm very excited. Now I will say that I already know what's in here. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this, so I wanted to take a look at some things and also do some of the product pictures that he requested before. So let's cue the montage real quick and look at these sick pictures. No, I'm just joking. You gotta wait till the end. You haven't even seen the product yet, bro. So, first of all, Franko included two beautifully written notes, one of which includes all the details on how to keep your soft plastics looking gorgeous and working amazing, which is super nice to have for people who have never bought these things before. He takes a lot of time to make sure to thank everybody who buys these lures and also make sure that they know what they're doing. So I really appreciate that out of you. Secondly, I also got my own personalized note, but I really do appreciate what you're doing for the industry, and I'm really excited to get into these. So the first thing that I saw when I opened these boxes, the Cosmic Comet Tail Senkos. So this is a huge bag that he sent me. I'm guessing it's a bag of 20, it looks like it. I don't want to grab all these with my musty hands because then they're going to be extremely oily everywhere. Looks like about 20, all for 10 bucks, which is a really good deal. That's crazy. So these are also garlic scented, and once again, I said this in some of my other videos, but you can smell it. The garlic is extremely strong. I'm really happy that he put so much oil on these because the big problem that I seem to have with those bigger companies is that they don't put a lot of oil on them, and then once you use them, fish, etc., or have them in your bag for a little while, the oil's gone. And this, I mean, you could probably have these, I'm guessing, for a minimum a year or two, and I bet you they'd still have oil on them. It is lathered in oil. It is shining like crazy, so I'm really impressed with these. The color on the black is really nice. It's super dark, which I prefer. The flake comes through quite a bit. You get a nice little shine with them, and I also love that red tail. I'm a big advocate for fishing red in the spring, also in fall, but the spring for those craw bites. A lot of people don't do it. Even with crankbaits, it's something that you guys should check out. I also like the disruption between like that blue flake and then the red tail. I've always been big on kind of doing like the opposite colors when you are fishing, because to me at the end of the day, they're gonna see one of them and boom, you're good. Big fan of these. They got a nice stretch as well. These things don't obviously rip with quite a nice pull on them, so retain shape as well. Heck yeah, good job. Next we got the crawfish. These are also extremely heavily scented with garlic. It is just really, really strong. Let's take a look. I think craw should always be floating. When you're throwing a jig, that tail should pop up to be able to let those bass nibble on it, eat it, however you want to say it. The green is really nice. It's got that darker green here and lighter green on those tails, which is always a nice color. I like the little flake that you're doing here. There's a really small black flake in the tail, and then you also get a nice light blue, silver it looks like, and also bigger red flake in the body. I'm big on smaller craws as well. I think when you're fishing slow, you're gonna want those smaller craws to get that bite, mostly in the springtime. As those fish get hungrier and hungrier, as spring continues in their bedding and everything, I think you go with a bigger craw, but I'm also not in Florida, so I'm not catching 10-pound bass every day. But no, these are really nice. It's also harder plastic, which is great because you're not getting as much stretch on these. You don't need the stretch. So harder plastic to be able to sit on those lures is always fantastic. I'm gonna jump in. He also sent another craw, but these ones are glow in the dark. Same with those. They do glow in the dark, and I'm really excited about that. Now, the only difference that I do notice is that these ones do feel a little bit different, which I'm curious as to why. So Franko, if you'd like to explain, I'd love to know. But I don't know if it's just salt content or things like that, but these ones feel a little bit softer. So I'm just curious as to why. This is just a little mixed bag he gave me as well. I forgot to mention that. Still same color. I do like how the tails move really well on this one as well, which you also saw in those others, but really nice style. It is really the size I like. So these are a big hit. I'm really excited to actually throw these. We also got some big old speedworms, and let me say, I am not the best speedworm fisher in the world. Unfortunately, I am not very good at it. I don't know if it's me or if it's where I'm fishing. I don't fish a lot of big water because I don't have a boat. So I don't use a lot of speedworms, but it's something that I really want to get into, so I'm excited to try these out. I am a big chartreuse fan. I think chartreuse is also a really fun color to fish, mostly in that darker water. Red flake also to go with it, which is, like I talked about earlier, I think red's a really good way to go. But you're also getting that same good stretch that you had in those Senkos. The consistency is there. All these baits look very similar, which I'm always appreciate about. That's one thing that sometimes you have to worry about with the smaller companies, but not with Franko. Also heavily coated. The one thing that I do like, they feel very thick, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I'm really excited to see the action in the water with these because they feel like heavy, like dense, which is to me a good thing. I prefer to not have to throw a weight on if I don't have to. Obviously your situations when you need to, but I always like to fish in weightless, other than Texas rigs, which you'd probably throw this with. But I was always a garlic dip kind of guy. You throw it in that little bottle. I'll see if I can pull a picture somewhere. But I'd always dip the tails and change the color. But this is exactly what I need to not have to do that. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, this is the next thing that I'm very excited about. I'm really, really excited to throw these because I just haven't seen anything like it. So let's take a look. These are Franko's shrimp. The colorway he sent me is a nice, like watermelon, or you could almost push to green pumpkin, but I think it's too light to be green pumpkin. But it's mixed with a translucent tail, and you still get all the flake inside of it as well. But that color, this is a very gorgeous lure, to say the least. I really like how they look, and I just think, I'm curious again to throw them as a fluke. I don't know if it'll have the action I want, which is why I'm curious, but I'm thinking that with the weight of it, that tail will flap on the water. He suggests throwing them as a Texas rig, which I also see totally working. I also like the size. Again, I'm not big on huge like lures because we don't have a lot of big bass by us, so this would really be a hit for me, I think. Big on the green and red colorway. Again, the stretches there, these are, I think, a little bit tougher than the Cosmic Comet tails, or the Senkos, I should say. Like less stretch, but no, overall it's got a really nice display. The color looks really nice. It's super clean, it's consistent. Once again, all these look the same, which I really appreciate. It's a good lure. So props to you, Franko. You're doing a fantastic job. So that's a lot of the stock baits that he currently has with him. Send him a DM if you guys are interested in those. I'll tag him in all the description, everything below. I'll also be making some short form content that you guys will see regarding all of his work. But he also sent me a big bag of a lot of the original first lures he made. This was really thoughtful of him, and I really appreciate that. I think it's really cool to see like where someone started and everything, and seeing how they grew, and also just sharing it more. He told me in his letter, give these away to a kid if you see them at the pond, things like that, and like that goes a long way. There's a lot of character behind these companies. There's a lot of good people with good motives that are doing really good things in this industry, and Franko's one of them. So I just want to say really good props to you for doing this. I will make sure to be giving these out. And with that being said, there may be an upcoming giveaway here soon. So thank you, Franko, very much for this. Let's take a look at that one. I'm not going to open all these bags because these are heavily, heavily coated. And the smell is once again already there. But first up, we have a green pumpkin color worm. This is a nice darker green. One thing I really love about these lures, there's another set of greens in here, is that he's got a smaller, like, I'm trying to think of what the word is. It doesn't give it a matte finish. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's something you put in these lures. I should know as a bait maker. Freaking, this is not good. But no, he's got a nice little shine, like a shimmer that he puts in there. I'm trying to think of what it's called and I can't remember. But you can really see it in this darker green. I'll get to that soon. With a multicolor flake, so again, really nice color. I'm gonna open one up to just see what the quality is like as well. I wanna see what the stretch is. So let's take a look. If I can open the bag. Okay, we're just gonna say cut to when it's open. Okay, let's take a look. So again, heavily coated. Oh my God. These ones are, I would say, a little bit softer than the originals, but again, nice, coming right back to shape and everything. So I appreciate that as well. But no, still a really good lure. Again, he said this is like his first, like some of the first lures he ever made, and I'm still impressed. So really nice job, Franko. It's you do a good job with all these baits, and it's just it's really cool to see that. So this is that other green. I should bring that up while we're here. It's got that really deep shine, and the green is just so nice. It's really, I'm not gonna lie, it's really tempting not to take these for myself. The color is just outstanding for this green, and I hope this video gives you enough to freaking put these back in your lineup, because the green is just gorgeous, and again, you have that same shimmer that you have in the other one. I'm a huge fan of this color. It's fantastic. Threw in some beautiful blue and pink worms. These both have silver flake, it appears. Or they have a silver and black flake, I apologize. But again, the color is just like, still, dude, really, really nice color on all these worms. I really love it, and I think that's like the biggest thing you get out of them. The strength is also huge, obviously, but I'll test that more once we get to spring. Weather's finally starting to warm up, so I think I'm gonna be able to bring some baits out, baby. Really, really nice color. You do a fantastic job. So, another set of worms. So these are almost like I don't know what color you'd call this. It's a lighter brown, and then he has some translucent ones in there. I'd love to see how translucent looks in the water, like completely. But it's also got red flake, which my curiosity is like, okay, well, will that shimmer like really set in then? So I'd be really curious to try that. But no, these are really cool worms as well. And the red, this is like almost more pink, magenta-y color. Again, I'm super big on fishing red. I know this isn't red, but if any of you guys need a new color to try, mostly in the summer when it's really hot, try red. Red and silver flakes my go-to. This has that pink and silver flakes, so this is also really big on my liking list. So again, I'm gonna have a hard time partying with these. They're nice, they're more translucent too, so you probably get a lot of that flake coming through way more. Even just on the light here, I can see it way more. So yeah. And last but not least, we got the orange. We got a nice orange color, so I've always been curious to throw orange because I don't really have a lot of orange. The color is nice and dark too, which is always good for having more like relaxed color when that bite isn't as hot, to say the least. So it's more natural. I really like that about these specifically. No, he also, again, he puts a lot of glitter in them, not too much, not too little. So not too much, not too little, it's really what you want to see, because if you overload it, I think it kind of kills the whole point of the worm. But if you underload it, obviously, well, now you don't have any glitter. I think you got a good balance there too. But that's everything. I'm really sad that we're done because it's a lot of fun and you got a lot of good stuff here, Franko. You do a great job, dude. It's just, it is. It's really impressive, and I'm really excited to see what you do here in the future because you're doing a lot of good work and it's really huge. So keep it up, keep fishing, keep making those baits because I really want to see where you go. Again, all of his contacts will be in the description. Here it is as well. Hopefully I can zoom in on that. Please go give him a follow. Show him some love because he, again, took a chance on me and is supporting me in my business journey to help all you guys out. So I really appreciate you, Franko. What you're doing for this is really huge, and I cannot thank you enough. If you want to see more of this content, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell so you can hear when I drop new videos and get more product reviews so you can find bait makers near you. Also, check out the socials. You see a lot more short form content about all these bait makers and a ton of new bait makers that are joining the site. If you have not hopped on baitmakersunited.com yet, you need to. You'll see a ton of bait makers near you, and you'll probably find one in your home state that you can be supporting right now. Let's keep these small businesses thriving, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch Franko's tackle review. See you guys soon, and keep fishing, baby.